Okay, so we are live now. Welcome to another episode of Entab CampusCare EdTalks, an exclusive platform where we invite pioneers from the education industry to share their years of experience and insights with us. So, before moving forward, let me introduce you to Entab. With an experience of more than 2 decades, Entab has been associated with over 1,500 schools across India, evolving them to become new age digital campuses by providing them mature and futuristic ERP, CRM, and mobile apps. In today's session, we'll discuss that how can students interact with real life audiences. We'll understand that how can exposing children to real life audience can open good and offbeat career options for them. We'll also learn that how we can encourage performance based learning. So to discuss the same, we have Mrs. Sunitha S. Rao, Principal, DPS Nacharam and DPS Mahendra Hills, for her contribution to the field of education for more than 3 decades. Ma'am has been awarded with the Best International Principals Award and Acharya Devo Bhava Award. So welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Megha.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Then moving forward, the platform of social media has given students access to real life audiences outside their classrooms. So, ma'am, do you also conduct any such activities in your schools which is live online and students are exposed to real audiences?
Sure, Megha. In fact, a very pertinent topic of discussion in today's world where we very consciously and importantly moved from a physical school environment to a virtual space, virtual school. Over the past year, I've been interacting a lot with my own teachers, my heads in school, and principals across the country, and discussing as to the ways in which they have been engaging the children on the digital space and what are the conscious efforts or strategies adopted to make the child a creator. Believe me, the kind of scope that digital tools holds in the child, honing their skills and their confidence, it's indeed amazing to see the kind of scope it holds. And the first question I ask myself when I engage with children and try to motivate them to adopt certain tools, importantly, is why and how. Why are we asking students to create a video or a podcast or design a web page or record a tutorial or whatever? And secondly, and importantly, who is going to be viewing this? Who is the audience that they intend to or be a targeting as should be viewing this? So these two questions also helps the child in being able to prepare themselves. And I feel whether it's the physical school or the virtual school, there are a lot of visible and invisible impacts of the child connecting to the real world audience. They definitely it builds on their core skills and research-based skills, which doesn't happen all the time within the four walls of a classroom. And they make connections. It's also like a more purposeful engagement because they have a task and a specific task in hand, a sense of achievement and sense of pride. And the confidence galore and the kind of enhancement of language skills, you must see to believe the kind of changes that happen in children. I also strongly believe that the children should start with familiar faces. That means small audiences that they connect better, and then move to a larger world. That would give them, the confidence. And prior to us encouraging children to engage on the social media, it's very important to prepare them age appropriate. Have we given them enough exposure to the do's and don'ts about the kind of acceptable norms and the requirement on the cyberspace? It's or the technological world is also very important. Only then we feel children are ready to connect on the digital mode. And children really do a lot, whether it's a preschooler or a junior school or a senior school level. They are very happy to do storytelling. You'll be amazed to see a class 5 and 6 child has been preparing peer teaching to a podcast. It's not just podcast on a particular topic of interest, but it is also a peer teaching podcast to introduce a small concept to their friends. There have been presentations made by students, polls and surveys adopted, quizzes. Many students have engaged, especially the secondary and senior school level, in group discussions and panel discussions. And I'm mighty proud that my alumni had come back to engage the students in panel discussions on very pertinent topics. I strongly believe with the kind of engagement on the social media beyond a classroom concept, the child is actually reflecting, researching, and able to give their points of view on global issues. On global points of discussion. So they're moving out of the small world to a larger world. And that prepares them beautifully for, for today's requirement in the competitive world. And I'm sure you agree with me that today's jet age, the Zen learner, the learner is a digital native rather than we adults, at least my decades, where we would call ourselves as digital immigrants. So it's all the more in keeping with the child that moving ahead from the physical space to the virtual space, you're giving them so many more choices in life. And that makes it for a very fruitful engagement for a child, and they have so many more healthy hobbies and healthy ways of keeping them occupied, and also gives them a fruitful kind of plan for the future. Because many a child, I have children who have taken blogging and website creation as one of their passions later during their career. So I'm sure school is like a stepping stone. The minute you instill these beautiful ideas in children and allow them to explore and give them freedom to explore, no doubt with the adult supervision, be it the teacher in school or the parent at home, it goes a long way and it's here to stay.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. Very well said. So, yeah, ma'am, moving forward, so we can, multiple children running their own pages. We can see that they are running their own pages, YouTube channels and blogs, where they can talk about things that affect them. And when that is accepted by people, it gives them a great boost. Many have
Yes,
even chosen this as their career path.
very
So,
true.
right. So, ma'am, what are your viewpoints on the same?
See, basically, if you look at the very fact that the child is able to connect to an audience, you find that confidence itself too brings them to a leadership role. It actually takes them ahead to be able to have the confidence to host an event, to plan an event, and that gives them few skills that are so importantly required in their careers today. Whether it is in their higher education or the industry, every child needs a particular skill set, and it's on a much higher level of expectation than before. So allowing the child to engage with a real world audience through social media, through technological world, through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and they're able to actually plan. I have a child who was talking about hackathon. We never thought that this was ethical hacking is one of the career choices. So now in this way, the way they interact with the technological world, they're also ready for such career choices. And the minute you ask them to host a plan of their own, they are much more adept at reaching it out to the audience than we are. So they have loads of ideas about how to take it across to the world, whether it's a business plan or a enterprise challenge enterprise that they have in hand. They want to make posters. They want to reach out. They have ways of connecting. I think these are stepping stones to career. Yeah, because that's what makes them become an entrepreneur on their own right, or they're also able to work as a team leader in a business place.
Right, ma'am. Very well said. So yes, ma'am. So yeah, moving to the we are almost to the end of the webinar. So the last, not the least question. So, ma'am, according to you, how can getting exposed to real life audiences encourages performance-based learning?
Yes, as I already had stated about the visible and invisible impact that it has, impacts that the social media or engaging in such platforms have on children, I think we as leaders of school and teachers should have a conscious effort towards this, because it's so important to take children to a level of attainment and to a level of confidence wherein they actually see value in it, and there is an enhancement of their personalized learning, and also develops an innate confidence in themselves that tomorrow, if they are given a task or they want to lead a particular plan or strategy of their own, they know how to reach it to the world. They know that for this I would use a blog, or for this I would use my school website as the medium, or I can propagate it on the Facebook. So it's so much, it adds great value to children. But as I said, as a school and as teachers, it's important for us to introduce all the digital tools that are available to age appropriate to the children, and carefully train them to handle it with confidence on one hand, but with care and responsibility. That's also very important, and that would, end of the day, actually enhance the child's skills and take them to another level of critical thinking and problem solving, and creativity would be at its best.
Right, ma'am. Absolutely, ma'am. Very well said. So, yes, Sunitha, ma'am. So, thank you so much for sharing your valuable insights, valuable suggestions on this beautiful topic. So, it was a great hosting. It was great hosting you, and it was a great experience with you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks so much, Megha. The topic has so much of scope in today's world, but I think what we've just given a minuscule introduction to the topic, I
Right.
must say. Thank you so much for inviting me on
Right.
behalf of Entab. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So,
Pleasure.
also to the viewers who are watching us, if you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe it for regular updates. Till then, stay happy, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.